So we'll have a probably playing of the national anthem before the game and a little tip-off. And as the Padres take the floor, looks like the starting lineup tonight for the Padres will be Zach Deasy. That we've got Kai Lee, number 23. 0, Joe Gorello, our outside shooter. JT Byrne is number 54. And number 1 is Ethan Fletcher for the Padres.
Yeah, and then for the Monterey High team, you have Tajay Ardonio, Adam Mohammed, or Mohammed Adam and Mohanid Adam. And then you've got number 20, Jalen Killian. And then number 24, Evans Charles, who will be tipping off against JT Byrne. So a little bit of what we thought with the two big guys here getting it started.
Tip will go to Monterey.
Evans Charles showing off the hops there on the jump ball.
Athletic.
So it looks like a straight man-to-man defense here from the Carmel High team.
Monterey looking like they're trying to run something on the like pre-designed play. Working it into Charles, and ball brought down by big JT Byrne.
Yeah, interesting. They're trying to get the ball inside early. Carmel with a little offensive rebound.
And that's Kylie to JT Byrne. I think we're going to be seeing that.
I think that's going to be the theme of the night here. And Kylie rocking the headband, so we'll be able to pick him out. But, you know, Evans Charles.
Looking for a foul there, doesn't get it.
But very aggressive with 2 shot attempts early in the game. So here we go with Carmel trying to put it down and low to JT Byrne, but he kicks it out to number 1, Ethan Fletcher, and then he gets a little easy layup created by the double team on JT Byrne. And we're getting a little bit of a full court press here by Carmel, and Tajay Ardonio blows by Kai Lee straight to the rim for an easy layup. And a little confusion with the ref here, but looks like it's all good. I think they might have to do a switch here, put Zach Deasy on Ardonio, but it looks like Kai Lee is going to be there for the moment. And JT Byrne blows a layup on the inside off the nice dish. But now is where Monterey really starts looking to run, and Tajay Ardonio with a quick 4 points to get Monterey in the mix.
So Gorello deliberately bringing the ball down. And that's Ardonio misses the 3. Adam brother
drive
over there, and it's off Carmel, so Monterey will.
Joe Gorello with a nice little deflection out of bounds off the baseline drive from Adam. Looks like Monterey is going to try to run a little motion set here, try to pop somebody open for an easy look. But, you know, tightly contested game here in the early going.
So that 3 will miss.
And a great contest.
That's
Tajay Ardonio with the block, but out of bounds on Monterey, coming back, coming back to Monterey with the ball here.
So JT Byrne not able to get it in, but.
And Zach Deasy with the steal, but then turns it over.
And Ardonio.
Evans Charles, nice block by Gorello. JT Byrne scrapping. Ardonio's hot here tonight, Coach.
6 points for Ardonio, and looks like they're trying to work that ball into
Zach Deasy. Evans Charles on the break.
So from 3, brought down by JT Byrne.
Good board. Both teams seem to want to play fast here tonight, Coach.
With Gorello. Gorello likes that spot in the corner.
Yeah, Evans Charles with another rebound. Adam bringing the ball up the court, getting it to Tajay.
And that's going to be off the foot of Evans Charles, be a Carmel ball.
Yeah, and Carmel really, upping the level of intensity with the defense, and it looks like they're going to make
Carr and Robert Brown in.
Yeah, they're going to make a hockey line shift, just like the Parents did pregame. But we've got Robert Brown
Parker
in the game.
Peavy in the game, number 3.
So Carmel kind of working their motion offense, looking to get the ball down to JT.
It's like he might have stepped on the line out there, and coming back Monterey's ball.
Yeah, a little bit of a turnover off the action.
Adam bringing the ball down. Muhammad Adam. Charles, and that's grabbed by Robert Brown. A little behind the back.
And a nice dish for a layup. Robert Brown showing off the fancy moves there. Good ball handling.
Uncontested rebound for JT Byrne there.
Yeah, JT Byrne's got about 4 or 5 rebounds already.
And that is
JT with the uncharacteristic three-pointer. Swoosh, no rim. Tajay Ardonio driving baseline off the glass.
That's Ethan Fletcher.
Ethan Fletcher trying to get it to JT Byrne with the nice little bounce pocket pass. Goes out of bounds for another Carmel turnover. But I would say, this pace of play definitely favors Monterey. I think Carmel, doesn't want to fall into that trap of trying to play too fast and give Monterey a team with athleticism and positionless
No timeouts here. 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Another Monterey bucket. We've got Monterey 11 and or 10-9 Monterey. It's Robert Brown. Robert Brown, outstanding Carmel football player. Played in the Monterey County All-Star game last week. So we've got our first timeout of the game. This is Monterey's timeout.
Yeah, and a little score update. Monterey 10, Carmel 9, and we have 2 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first period. So tight game here, Coach.
So just a little quick 30-second timeout. We're right back at it for Monterey. Again, the clock ticking. No timeouts in this first quarter. We've got 10-minute quarters, and that's 2:21. Carmel score.
Really nice post up by Evans Charles.
So another 2 points for Monterey, so 12-9 Monterey.
And a little bit of extracurricular activities from Evans Charles after the nice layup attempt on the post up.
Joe Gorella still scoreless. Looking at Zach Deasy on the perimeter. Kai Lee trying to find some room. And that's Kylie losing the ball to Evans Charles. Got brought back by Robert Brown, and Gorello for 3, nothing.
Well, Gorello really likes that corner 3, and he's had a couple looks here, but yet to hit. A little bit of a track meet is going to ensue.
And that
here,
looks
Coach.
like Fletcher on that lane. Right there. Oh, no, excuse me. That is Parker Peavy. Nice little lane.
Both teams want to run.
Here's Gorello trying to draw a foul, and he gets 2.
Yeah, Garello, hey, if the three-pointer's not falling, you got to take it to the rim and see that ball go through the bucket. So hopefully he can find a rhythm there and maybe hit some three-point shots later in the game.
So clock at 1 minute in the first quarter. 13-12 Carmel. Okay, and that put up by Sahil Ibrahim.
Yeah, nice little offensive rebound and putback.
Kylie. Out to DZ, and look, that's a three-pointer. So,
oh yeah. So
16-14. DZ from downtown.
Exactly. Hey, they need somebody to get hot from deep. JT Byrne hit a three. Now DZ, they got to find a rhythm here. But 13 seconds left in the quarter. So
Monterey
10.
trying for the last shot here with Adam. 8. Fade away, and
5.
That's going to go to Kylie and Carmel. His last shot.
Oh!
Close.
And a half-court heave from Kylie, who didn't really get anything going in the first quarter there. I think, I don't know if he's winded from having a night off earlier this week, but I think if he can kind of get in the flow, I think that'll just be another, weapon for Carmel to use. But really, they're up 16-14 here at the end of the first period. What are your thoughts, Coach?
Well, I think it's a little different than we might have thought. Carmel had been successful working the ball inside to their big guys, and it looks like they're trying to play a little bit more of a perimeter game, or trying to, or not able to quite penetrate that Monterey defense.
Yeah, it looks like they're paying JT special attention down low, and so their opportunities are definitely coming on the perimeter as opposed to in the post.
So, and Carmel taking advantage of that, which speaks to the depth of their team.
Yeah, well, I mean, you think Monterey is the team that wants to shoot all the three-pointers, but in reality, Carmel does too, and they've got the personnel to do it. I mean, JT Byrne with a three, and,
sure.
Garello, we know, can make it. He hasn't hit one yet, and then Zach Deasy coming off a big 20-point game against Alisal, so he wants to get it rolling too.
So JT Byrne still in the game, and Zach Deasy, Robert Brown, Joe Garello, and Kai Lee rounding out for the Padres. We've got...
And number 15, Kenny Gerard, in for the Toreadors.
Yeah. And that ball's going to go off Carmel. So another Carmel turnover. We've got about 4 turnovers so far this game. Not the cleanest start for Carmel.
I would say at least. And if they can limit the turnovers, they're really onto something. I think that's the only reason Monterey is still in the game.
Ball's in the hand of Ordonio from Monterey. They're going to try to get something going here on offense for Monterey.
A little pick and roll action with Evans Charles.
Who fighting, and that looks like that might be a foul on Robert Brown.
It looked like a clean block from here, Coach.
Well,
I had a nice look at it on the baseline.
That's because, as a former coach,
I think Robert Brown got a lot of ball on that one. But Evans Charles has been aggressive down in the paint, all game, and so he's getting rewarded with some free throws here.
First foul of the game. So Evans Charles, a little less than a 50% free throw shooter, 49% for the season. He misses both of those.
Yeah, and so that turns out to be a good call, a good foul for Robert Brown. No points there. And possession back to Carmel High.
So Carmel working the ball around. Garello in the corner, up for 3. Still hunting for that 3. But that's going to stay Carmel.
Well, he follows the rule. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Isn't that the truth?
So I expect him to keep throwing it up there.
So we've got Muhammad Adam back in the game, along with Zach Thompson for Monterey.
Yeah, and Ordonio getting a little bit of a breather. JT Byrne with a turnover.
It's Zach Thompson.
Yeah, and
coming into the game for
the offensive
quick
glass is really where Monterey's been finding a lot of easy points, hitting the offensive boards and easy putback lay-ins.
Kylie to Garello. Looks to start a little motion on the Carmel offense. Into Byrne. And in and out.
It didn't go in, but I think that's what Carmel really wants to do is they want to get the ball down to JT and let him work.
Nice bucket by Sahil Ibrahim. And that's going to bring a timeout by Carmel. And so with 6:09 in the second period, that's Monterey coming back with 4 unanswered points, and Monterey 18, Carmel 16.
Yeah, and it seems like, Carmel is really turning the ball over at their end of the court, which is really fueling the fast break for the Monterey High Toreadors, and they're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, in the paint, using their size and getting some easy buckets, and that's what's really, put them in the lead at this point in the game.
So 6:07 to go, and that says first period. We're actually in the second period.
So
no team thus far has come close to having the shot clock expire on them. They're playing a pretty upbeat style of basketball on both sides.
Yeah, it seems like they're all trying to take their opportunities from three-point range, but then also trying to get some easy points in the paint.
Saved by Ethan Fletcher, who takes it himself and has that shot blocked.
By Sahil Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Not in my house.
Not here, but Carmel will retain possession. A little substitute, Parker Peavy in for the Padres.
But what a good little stint of minutes for Robert Brown. I think he did some good things on the break. And
great turnover.
Yeah, had some nice rebounds.
And
JT Byrne, offensive rebound,
with
put
the
back.
Nice follow.
Yeah, but they're being aggressive. Zach Deasy with the penetration.
Kylie with that steal. To take it himself and just a little finger roll in.
That was a nice little transition bucket. Way to get the steal, and he takes it coast to coast for the easy finger roll.
Carmel up 20-18. Clock moving at 5:28.
But I think that's what Carmel wants to do too, is create those fast break opportunities off the turnovers.
Based on their stats, they're mostly a 2-point team.
Yeah.
Inside of their tall guys. Of course, Kylie, probably 6'3". JT Byrne, 6'5". And that's Byrne.
Oh, and Carmel
Tossing
really.
in. That was DZ to Byrne, and looked a little too easy for Carmel.
Yeah, it looked like it was on the gridiron right there. Linebacker and defensive back combining for 2 points.
A little confusion, but
a little bit of crowd interaction.
Nice assist. I think they're looking for. They might be looking for 2 more points on the scoreboard for Carmel. We're not sure if they got that last one.
Well, we're no stranger to home cooking, Brustini. I mean, it is Monterey's house, so if they're going to get a call or something on the scoreboard.
So a little discussion going on. So with 4:38, it's 18-22. Carmel up by 4 with 4:38 to go in the period.
Yeah, and it seems like the Carmel coach has got the intensity up. He had some spicy food before the game. He's ready to go. He's ready to throw down with the refs. But I think his team is feeding off that energy, and in a hostile environment, sometimes if hey, my coach has my back, he's ready to go to war for me, then it ups the level of intensity for his team. And as we're getting more crowd interaction.
And, a lot of times there is confusion. These are high school games. They're
They're high
often
school refs.
These
are
very
not
often
professionals.
Very often they're kids on the scorer's table that it might be their first time doing it, and they make errors with the board. And so, they're doing their best they can. As I said, very often it's somebody on the scorer's table, getting the possession arrow the wrong way.
Totally.
And they don't always get it right. But usually at a high school basketball game, there's always a representative from each school on the desk. So in that case, I think they were concerned about the possession area, which I think they got right. So this is Muhammad Adam, and that ball's going to go out, be Carmel's ball.
Yeah, we're getting back to some basketball.
DZ to bring it in. Fletcher showing his athleticism as he brings the ball down. And Carmel looking like they want to get that ball inside. Kylie up. JT Byrne. Byrne up. 2.
Yeah, well, Byrne definitely has a physical presence down low. I mean, he's ready to mix it up. He's strong with his hands. And when he gets the ball, he's just going right back up to the rim. And, he's definitely, keeping Carmel in this game.
Clock ticking down under 4 minutes. Steal there by Parker Peavy.
And then Kylie comes in with the, tip-in layup. He jumped up in the air, grabbed the ball, finished it at the rim before he even came down. That's an athletic play from a guy who's got an athletic mom.
Forces Monterey to take a timeout with 3:48 to go in the period. Carmel showing their athleticism, picking it up a notch. Trying to get that ball in, which seems to be inside.
Yeah,
which seems to be their strength.
They're getting points in the paint. I mean, JT Byrne, all his points are getting in the paint, and then they're being aggressive on the transition. And whether they're getting easy layups or offensive rebounds with tip-ins, that's really how they've built this lead. They're up 26-18, and you can kind of tell they've sucked a little bit of the energy out of the crowd here tonight as well. I think the Monterey High crowd wants to get in this game, but with Carmel's play, they've really kind of taken them out of it.
So 3:48 to go in the period. Carmel taking the lead, 25-18. And ball in the hand of Muhammad Adam.
Evans Charles looking for a post-up opportunity against JT Byrne.
And that is Muhammad Adam.
Yeah, nice little baseline drive there to attack the basket. Put some pressure on the defense. Get 2 free throw attempts.
That looks like that was called on JT Byrne. Was that a foul on JT Byrne there?
He was definitely right in the mix. I don't know if it was called on him exactly, but I know he was right around the ball when it happened. And Monterey yet to hit from the free throw stripe.
And JT Byrne down with that rebound to Fletcher. Trying to press. That's Gorello from the corner. Gorello 0 for 5. Makes the steal.
And Carmel looking to slow it down here a little bit with Fletcher taking it up the court. Little ball movement here, looking to get it to JT Byrne in the high post. Adam on him. Little face-up game.
Fletcher.
And Adam with the rebound. And Monterey's looking to run.
Ibrahim off. Fletcher. Gorello into Byrne.
But this is where Byrne likes to live. A little bit of a turnover, though.
Ball swatted away by Ibrahim. Little mix-up down there with Fletcher and Charles. And that's JT Byrne up for 2.
Hey, he's living in the paint.
28-18, 2:23 to go in the period.
And Carmel has built a nice little lead here with about 2 minutes left in this second period. Monterey probing the perimeter, looking for some movement.
Adam looking for something in the middle. to Charles, and nice little lay-in for Evans Charles.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of points in the paint here tonight as well.
Fletcher trying to work that ball in. And JT Byrne with a reverse layup, and that ball is not going to fall.
But that's what Carmel wants to do. They're kicking it around the perimeter, looking for that opportunity for a post-up for JT, and then if he gets the one-on-one look, he's going to take it straight to the hoop, and if they decide they want to double him, then he's going to kick it back around and get somebody like Zach Deasy or Joe Garello open for a three-pointer.
So JT Byrne shooting 2.
And I believe JT's a decent free throw shooter.
So far this year, 64%. So he drains the first one.
Yeah. And Carmel looking for some substitutions. Kai Lee back in the game. Robert Brown back in the game. Getting a lot of minutes from multiple players here on the bench.
29-20, 1:35 to go in the period. Of course, with Carmel at the beginning of the season, 4 of their starters, 3 of their starters, 4 of their top players had, were still playing football because they had a great run, and so the bench really holding down the fort during that first part of the season, showing the depth of Carmel.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think Carmel's just starting to hit their stride, and when you talk about chemistry, which is a big word we use for the Monterey High team, Carmel hasn't really been playing together with their full complement of guys until just now. So I think it's the beginning of league season. I expect them to build on where they've come from.
And they've got plenty to build on. In the first period, we probably have Kai Lee with the dunk.
The alley-oop dunk.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Evans Charles for 2.
Oh, no. Evans Charles back, living in the paint with the response.
Kai Lee showing springs. Way above the rim on that.
I am not surprised.
And loses the ball to Charles, who takes that himself and is fouled. He draws a foul by Zach Deasy there. Of course, that's not the worst foul in the world, Coach.
No, I think, Monterey hasn't hit a free throw yet here tonight, so put them on the stripe, make them earn it. But when you get a highlight, alley-oop dunk play, everybody starts going crazy. And then,
that's Evans Charles.
Monterey's kind of, filled that void where, Carmel kind of let their guard down a little bit. But, wow, what an exciting play from Kai Lee.
We get Kenny Girard in the game for Monterey. On Joe Garello. Garello looking for that first 3.
And they're looking.
Zach Deasy trying to work it inside. Kylie to Brown. Deasy from deep. 3.
Wow. Carmel is bringing it here tonight, Coach.
34-24 with the clock winding down.
I mean, I don't know if that was
7.
I don't know if that
Monterey
was
trying to get one shot.
NBA range, but it was close.
4 seconds. Last try at a shot here for Monterey, and that is going to end the period. So at the end of the first, that's Carmel 34-24 over Monterey. Coach, what you expected?
No. Honestly, I mean, I knew Carmel would be competitive, but they're really showing they belong in this division. And sometimes after an emotional win and a big time win against somebody like Alisal, who's perennially been excellent at this level, you think there might be a little bit of a letdown emotionally from the guys. But
and no game. They had Palma scheduled,
totally.
So they're getting geared up for a big game with Palma, and then.
Yeah, all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from underneath you there, and then you have an extra day off. But, the rest looks like it's paying off. I mean, Carmel's pushing the tempo in spots where off the transition where they can, and, getting some easy, dunks with Kai Lee and layups with Zach Deasy, and JT Byrne is living in the paint. And they've got a couple three-pointers, So I think Carmel's doing what they want, and they're doing their thing. Now, Monterey, it's their opportunity to try to respond and get back to a little bit of who they are which is, push the pace a little more, get a little more, 3-point opportunities, maybe find Tajay or Donio, get him a couple extra looks, and get back in this game.
And the Adam brothers. Carmel doing a good job on defense.
Yeah, well, Zach Deasy got the assignment of Mohammed Adam, who's kind of the number one gun for Carmel, so he's done an excellent job there. But then he's not just a defensive player. He's giving you points on the other end, too. So, he's another football guy that's kind of come on late. He wasn't there in the beginning of the season. And then, as the season goes along, all of a sudden he shows up, and that's a nice boost to your squad.
We're at Monterey High tonight. Randall Gym at a full house. Carmel taking the lead at going into the second period. They're up at halftime, 34-24. Monterey really unable to put much together in that second period. You can tell they want to run, but just a little off. Both teams victim of turnovers under the bucket.
But really, I think Evans Charles, who you talked with before the game this afternoon, he's the one that's really keeping this Monterey High team in it. I mean, he's aggressive in the paint, a lot of layups, creating some fouls from the Carmel team. I mean, if you're Carmel, you want to keep JT Byrne out of foul trouble, and if you're Evans Charles, you want to get the ball down low and try to get him in foul trouble. So that's a nice little chess match, a game within the game that's happening. And so it'll just be interesting to see how that plays out. And then, what adjustments Monterey High makes at halftime. Are they going to try to create some more pick and rolls opportunities with maybe Evans Charles and Tajay Ardonio, because the Adams brothers can't really seem to be getting it going yet here tonight? Or do they stick with them and see what happens? It's hard to say.
It's interesting. We were, again, I'm Bruce Deeney with Boz Johnson at Monterey High. Randall Gym, Carmel up 34-24 over Monterey High. But Coach Johnson and I were talking before the game. It's like, what happens if you get a 10-point difference in this game, right? And I think, why don't you share with what you're saying?
As far as a 10-point differential?
Yeah, the 10-point differential. If Monterey got down 10, I don't think you were as concerned for the Monterey Toreadors.
Yeah, I think, you're exactly right. I mean, you're Monterey, you're down 10. I mean, it's certainly not panic mode. You're not down 20. I mean, if you think about it, it's 3 3-pointers. So I think when you look at it from a broader macro perspective, Monterey High likes to shoot 3-pointers, and create, extra possessions. So when you have those extra possessions because you play with a lot of pace, being down 10 points really isn't that much. And so I think if you're Monterey, that's what you're talking about in the locker room right now. It's like, hey, we're only down 10. It's really not that many points. That's a couple 3-pointers and we're right back in it. They just really have to lock down defensively. I didn't really expect Carmel to be able to score as easily as they have. Now, granted, Joe Garello hasn't really been able to get anything going, and he's kind of the sniper for Carmel. But, JT Burns hit a 3, Zach Deasy's hit a 3. But then Kai Lee's really the one that's kind of gotten the ball going.
And how about that Kai Lee?
Oh, my goodness.
Bucket.
He's got
the
some
alley-oop.
hops.
Oh, he's well above the rim on that.
Oh, my goodness. He smashed it.
Yeah, and that's the kind of momentum that can really propel a team, play like that.
Totally. Well, when you see Carmel hit a 3 or they get a dunk from Kai, I mean, their bench is going bananas. I mean, they're jumping up and down. They're high-fiving, and you just don't see that same energy from the Monterey High team just because, they haven't really created as many highlight reel plays yet. But, I mean, I think, as Monterey High has a ton of chemistry. They've played with each other a long time. They've been down 10 points before. They just got to say, hey, we got this. We got them right where we want them. Let's lock it up on D and hit a couple more shots and see what we got. This is a great game.
It's a great game so far. I want to give a shout-out to our media partners in the area, KION-TV. I think I saw a little tweet from Drea Blackwell, and they've got a TV crew here tonight, so we'll get some highlights on KION tonight. KION-TV tonight. I'd like to give a shout-out also to our friend John Devine, who is a one-man band when it comes to covering sports in Monterey County, and it's really a thankless job. And I've been around sports here for a long time, and I've watched the sports department at the Monterey Herald shrink over the years, and they went from 3 full-time people, they're down to 1, and it's just John and trying to cover all the sports. Even with digital media, he does a great job at that, but it's hard to get around. I think given the resources that they have, or that we have in our community, he does a great job. So he really relies on a lot of the people with social media to give him heads up what's going on around in the county, different teams. Tries to get around and talk to each of the major programs, coaches, preseason. And shout out again to our folks at MCAETtv tonight, doing a great job for us. We've got Matt Marin manning our truck for us tonight. We have a nice production truck where they're putting all that together. We've got Brandon, Caesar, and Andrew on the cameras. Tom, Kent, Chuck. We're out here today at about 2 o'clock setting everything up, doing a great job so we could bring you high school sports live on the Monterey Peninsula. And this is a great opportunity to appeal to some of our viewers if you're out there. And this is new for MCAETtv. If you'd like to be a part of what we're doing at MCAETtv through sponsorship, helping high school sports on the Monterey Peninsula, we would welcome that. Please, you can get in touch with MCAETtv. We'll have a graphic on the end at the broadcast, MCAETtv.org. And we would love your support that way. The second quarter was all Carmel tonight. We're going into the third period, 34-24. Carmel up 10 as the halftime ticks down. Carmel out early.
Yeah, well, if you believe in anything about momentum, Carmel certainly has it. But, Monterey has a lot of pride, and they're not just going to lay down. So it should make for a really interesting third quarter. And we'll see what happens.
Coach, I'm actually waiting for the crowd to get into it. Be a little bit of a sixth man here for Monterey.
Well, I think that's what, like I said before, that's what Carmel's kind of done is they've taken the crowd out of it. I think this crowd wants to get rowdy. They want to get hyped. They want to start being a part of the action. But when, Carmel's making all the highlight plays, it's hard for them to really get into the action. But I think once you see, Monterey start making a couple plays, maybe a couple three-pointers, something like that to kind of get them revved up. I think.
But a little stomping, a little defense. Yeah. Defense from the crowd. Something get their guys fired up.
Totally. They need maybe you need to switch modes and you need to get this crowd lathered up.
Not my job tonight, my friend. But I'm happy to be here. It's fun to be with you. It's fun to be watching high school basketball on a Friday night. And seeing these athletes, you look at the Adam brothers, they haven't been able to put too much stats on the board, but their athleticism extraordinary. And watching Evans Charles just really maturing as an athlete over the couple of years. And they're just can't quite find their rhythm.
Yeah, but they will. And I think, Tajay Ordonio's a big part of that as well. He's had some 20-point games earlier this year. And so he needs to find a little bit of his mojo and a little bit of his offensive aggressiveness and take a couple extra shots, try to do something to get his team back in the mix here.
That's us, Baj. We're on TV. I'm Bruce Deeney with Coach Johnson. We're over in the corner. A nice little view of us, and we're tucked into the corner at Randall Gym, named after the longtime basketball coach and teacher at Monterey High School, Randy Randall. And what a great way to honor a former educator. Think of all the games that have been played in here since about the mid-20s.
Oh, Carmel's been, Monterey's been dominant in hoops for generations. And so this is just another iteration of that and carrying out his legacy. And
Carmel making a run for it. It's not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I remember being so impressed when we were covering sports earlier in the year, in the fall, we were watching football games and how many of the Carmel football players played multiple sports. We got Evans Charles with the inbound pass to start the third quarter. Adam looking for something into Charles.
And this is the battle we want to see is Evans Charles against JT Byrne.
And Charles coming down with fighting for a rebound out to Adam. And not getting the easy bucket. That's Lee on the rebound.
And Monterey trying to apply a little bit of pressure full court, but this is where JT Byrne lives, the paint.
Evans Charles throwing his athleticism there. Mohamed Adam, excuse me. Kylie loses the ball.
Yeah, no call there. He was looking for a little bit of a call.
Boy, all over Evans Charles there, but nothing called. And DZ to Lee, into Byrne, fighting for that, and that ball's stripped away by Adam. Evans Charles really fighting for that free throw, and it looks like he's going to draw a foul from Fletcher there.
Yeah, and Fletcher with the quick hands. They say if you're a big man, don't bring it down low. Just keep it up high and get it up to the rim, because you get these smaller point guards with the quick hands to knock it away like Fletcher did just right there. Little pick and roll action for the Adams brothers.
And drawing the foul. That's looks like another foul on Fletcher there.
JT Byrne was in the mix there as well. It could be on either one of them. And Adam here at the free throw line. And Monterey still down 10 points, 24-34 with 6 minutes left.
No score yet in the third period.
Yeah, a lot of good defense here. A lot of steals, strips, a lot of transition breaks, but nobody's really able to finish. So these would be the first points here of the third period.
Mohamed Adam gets one, 25-34, 6:31. Carmel working the ball into Lee.
JT Byrne with the offensive rebound, but another turnover.
And Ordonez is going to draw a foul, and that will be on Fletcher.
Yeah, and that's what I think he needs to start doing, is just be a little more aggressive, and Monterey's got to turn defense into offense, and Ordonez needs to try to put his stamp on the game here.
So, as you can see, 6:14. Just 1 point scored so far in the first 4 minutes. We've got Ordonez at the free throw line. Ordonez, a 70% free throw shooter.
Yeah, uncharacteristic miss there for him.
That is up, Adam for 2. So Monterey gets their 2 on that possession, or gets their 3.
Yeah, Monterey.
Carmel looking for something here. DZ. Fletcher to DZ for 3. Now, Coach, it could be just me, but since the era of the 3-point shot.
There's Ordonez, there's the crowd. Timeout, Carmel.
So it's a big 3, but since the 3-point era in the last few years with the Splash Brothers and all that, you see more and more players with that fadeaway 3. And, if you think back to when, in the dark ages, when we might have graced a basketball court, I remember coaches always, you got to follow your shot. You got to get in there for the rebound. And that's almost, now it's a thing.
Well, I think there's style points.
Yeah, but
I think in basketball more than anything else, you have some style points. And if you hit the sweet fadeaway jumper in somebody's face, you just get a little extra sauce and bragging rights. I don't know. I mean, these kids are just having fun with it. And if they see all the guys on TV in the NBA shooting the threes, fading away, and, they just want to have a little bit of that fun too.
But it's just interesting to me how, maybe I'm getting a little old, but, how something that's not a thing becomes a thing.
Yeah. Well, the three-point shot is definitely a thing, and I think you look across all levels of basketball, it's become a highly valued shot.
Sure.
And you can see all of a sudden with just one three-pointer by Ordonez, Monterey is right back in this game. It's a 4-point game, and the three-point shot is a part of that.
5:33, Carmel up 34-30. And the Monterey crowd getting in with a little defensive chant here.
I told you, they hit a shot or two. It's going to start ratcheting it up.
Fletcher trying to get it inside to Byrne, and that drops. So
What a great little dish. Drive baseline with the right hand, dish it off with the left, and JT Burns got the sweet little floaters in the lane.
And that is Adam back out to Ordonio, trying to find something on the baseline to Charles. Charles, not really a three-point shooter, tries to work it in. He draws a foul by JT Byrne.
Yeah, and if we got to find out how many fouls he has, because that could be his third, and so they want to keep him out of foul trouble at all costs. That is a major monkey wrench in the Carmel game plan, as if JT Byrne gets in foul trouble.
And he's their free throw shooter. He's said 49 of 76 attempts so far at free throws this year. So he's used to drawing that foul as Charles drains that free throw. 31-36, 4:52 in the third period. Fletcher looking to set up a play. Inside to Kylie. And that does not go.
Yeah, nice little play for him to get to the rim
Evans
from the baseline.
Charles. And that is outside to Adam. Doesn't fall. Back to DZ. Dish to Byrne, and that drops.
Yeah, that was a little 4-on-1 break. I think Monterey's got to get back on defense.
38-31, 4:22 in the third.
I think that was a little too easy.
Monterey looking for a three.
Fletcher to DZ.
And that falls out. Monterey leaving a lot of those rebounds to the smaller guards for Carmel, kind of clearing out of there and leaving those.
You're totally right. I think, Monterey just doesn't have very many big guys. I mean, Evans Charles is kind of their de facto center, I would say. And so they've got to do it in the group from the guards, and really everybody's got to crash the boards.
Robert Brown back in for Carmel. Really strong defender. Kai Lee, lone big man in there. As Adam tries to drive, and that's going to be a foul on. It's going to look like Robert Brown.
Yeah, it didn't get a number on the foul, but Monterey.
So Adam on the line.
Down by 7, 31-38, 3 minutes.
And that is about as perfect as they get.
52 seconds left in the third period.
And you never know with a player like, Adam, Mohamed Adam here, gets used to the ball going in the hoop.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, basketball, for a lot of these shooters, if they see the ball go in, whether that's a free throw or a layup, that's going to generate confidence that's going to translate to, other parts of their game.
There's the Monterey crowd getting into it. Kylie up on top. And looks like Charles reached in. It's going to draw. Lee draws the foul.
And I really like the play call for Carmel. A little pick and roll action with Kylie and Robert Brown. Try to get Kylie freed up for, a mid-range jumper. Maybe, force another defender to come to him and kick it out on the perimeter.
And Monterey with a little double team there on the inbound pass. Might have reached in. And
I think, you get a guy with the ball in the corner like that, you try to swarm him, get the hands going, and create some deflections and some turnovers, which can help generate some offense to get back into it here. But I really like the response from the Monterey team. I mean, they've brought some energy, some enthusiasm. They've got the crowd back into the game. Hit a couple three-pointers.
No foul. That's a do-over, Coach, right here.
Hey, that's how I love it. So let's do it.
3:19, 38-32. Trying to work the ball into Brown. Little reverse layup try. Adam with the ball. And from 3.
Oh, Jalen Killian from the corner. The three-point shot in effect.
38-35. It's just how close these things can change here with that three-point. JT Byrne for 3. And Brown with the rebound back up for 2. Does not drop, but there's going to be a That ball does not go, but Brown will be shooting 2.
Yeah, great effort on the boards, and it looks like they're taking it out of bounds.
No.
But Max Carr, was in there mixing it up on the offensive board as well, giving him some good minutes off the bench there.
Into Byrne. Kylie. Again with the rebound, and that's going to be a reach and foul on looks like Ibrahim.
It looks like they switched it to a traveling call on Kylie, so Monterey basketball. The crowd is getting lathered.
And the crowd getting into this, making a difference. Couple of defensive chants. And, now we've got a 3-point game, 2:40 to go in the third period. 38-35. Carmel. Adam driving off the glass. And interesting call, but Monterey, when they came up with that ball, they said that Tajay was on the line.
I'll tell you what, I had a really clear look at it right here down the line, and Tajay's foot was on the line. Good call by the refs.
And but Carmel can't afford to get sloppy here with that easy pass. Brown in on the block.
Yeah, Robert Brown really playing some nice minutes here with some shot blocks, rebounds. He's really
and
bringing the energy.
They're calling that a foul. Looked like he got it off the glass. So
that looked like a lot of ball.
A lot of ball off the glass. Really, I thought he got it off the as the ball was bouncing off, but Monterey will be shooting 2.
Still good energy.
Sahil Ibrahim.
And good on Monterey. I mean, they're the ones creating the turnovers from Carmel and pushing the ball, up tempo, just like we talked about, to the other end of the court. And, you got guys like Jalen Killian hitting 3-pointers. We're getting shots at the rim, and Monterey's back in this thing.
DZ with the ball with a little more than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Looking for something. Aggressive reach in there by number 20 on Jalen Killian.
Yeah, and I like that action. They had JT Byrne and Zach Deasy running a little pick and roll. I think those are 2 good players to involve in some action, to create some opportunities for this Carmel offense. Maybe get JT diving to the basket, or he'll get 2 players and Deasy can pull up from 3.
Zach Thompson coming in to guard JT Byrne. Monterey's big man here. Robert Brown. So Monterey with the down 3. And Carmel with the steal. This is Zach Deasy, and he's drawing a foul by Adam.
Yeah,
and Muhammad Adam.
And Carmel really giving Monterey a taste of their own medicine, getting the turnover, pushing it on the break, getting it straight to the rim, and now free throws.
So DC with an opportunity here. The Monterey crowd getting into it. .140 in the third. DC drops the second. And that puts Carmel back up by 4. 39-35, 140 to go in the third.
And Joe Garello back in the game for Ethan Fletcher, who takes a seat on the bench.
Garello still looking for his first points of the game.
He's going to keep shooting, Coach. Don't worry about him. And Monterey probing on the perimeter. Robert Brown with the steal and the finish. Oh!
Robert Brown.
The Carmel crowd now getting into the mix here.
41-35 with 1:12 in the third.
The Carmel fans in the crowd will be heard.
That's going to be a foul on Carmel. Will be on Zach Deasy. That looks like that is his third. So Deasy with 3 fouls as the third quarter winds down.
1 minute left, and Carmel's kind of getting these transition opportunities by creating turnovers on defense.
Kylie on the bench, getting a little rest, and looks like the officials didn't like that inbound pass. Looking for a volunteer from Monterey to toss it in. There we go.
This is a great game.
Adam directing traffic. Still trying to find his rhythm. And a big bucket by Zach Thompson. Zach Thompson, a couple scores that have really ignited this crowd.
Yeah, he must be a fan favorite.
And a little reach in by Thompson.
The Monterey crowd is not happy.
They love Zach Thompson here in Monterey.
They really do. Well, he's giving him some good minutes off the bench and keeping him in the game here.
He had that big three earlier in the first quarter.
And 36 seconds left in the third period.
41-37. Carmel still up. Looking to put something together on this possession. And that is DZ up. Doesn't fall. Adam, Monterey with the chance for one shot here. And that is not going to drop. So Robert Brown, 14 seconds. He has time. Up, and it looks like he might have been up and down there.
No, I think he was fouled. Yeah, he was fouled by one of the Adam brothers.
So 10 seconds. A little over 10 seconds with the score of 41-37, third quarter. Great game tonight.
And I think you're going to see 2 free throws from Robert Brown, but Adam is pleading his case here to the referee. Maybe he's got litigation in his future.
Well, as we're discussing the foul, shout out to our broadcast partners, Comcast Cable 26, Charter Cable 17. The game is also being broadcast live on MCAETtv.org, MCAETtv, the Media Center for Art, Entertainment, and Technology for the Monterey County Office of Education, and on high definition, channel 38.1. And this game will live on YouTube, on the MCAET YouTube channel. Ibrahim doesn't follow Thompson, fouled by Brown.
And he throws his hands up in the air.
So Brown draws his third.
Another foul. But it looks like they're taking the ball at the baseline as opposed to a shooting foul. So Monterey creating a little action here to spring Tajay for a three-pointer.
Doesn't fall, so at the end of 3, it is Carmel holding on to a 4-point lead, 41-37.
Yeah, and if you're Monterey, that's exactly what you needed coming out of halftime. You're pushing the pace. You're the more aggressive team at the rim, creating free throw opportunities. You get a couple of clutch threes from some players like Tajay, Ordonio, and Jalen Killian. You get some good minutes from Thompson, Zachary, and all of a sudden you're in a 4-point game. You've got your crowd riled up, and you really start to feel that home court advantage for the Monterey High Toreadors. And so we just have one period left here to kind of hash this whole thing out on this exciting Gablin Division League game here at the beginning of this young basketball season. And a couple other good games around the league tonight. Alisal and Palma, it looks like we've got a score. Alisal clinging to a 40, or actually it looks like Palma with a 49-46 lead over Alisal with 4:31 left in the game. And a shout out to our friends over at York School. York started with one preseason game before the break, is 4-0. Good for them.
Good. York on the board here with their basketball team this year, doing a great job.
Hey, we support all local schools.
Stevenson girls with a big win tonight, 8-0 tonight over Oakwood. That's a big soccer score. 8 goals in a game?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say that's low scoring for basketball, but for soccer, it's certainly high scoring.
Robert Brown from downtown. Kylie with the rebound, trying to hold on to that. And that's going to be off Monterey, so Carmel will retain possession. We've got 8-minute quarters here for the game, so just about 20 seconds tick off, 7:43 in the fourth. Carmel holding on to a 4-point lead, 41-37.
Yeah,
over
Suhail Ibrahim leaving it all on the floor here tonight, diving for the loose balls. So, Carmel or Monterey is not going to leave anything left in the tank here, Coach.
Carmel with their big guys up on top. JT Byrne. DZ inside. DZ with the he got the left-handed.
He got the pump fake with the little sky hook floater. That was sweet.
So DZ taking on more of a offensive role here tonight.
Yeah, well, I think he's starting to find his flow after football season, and I think everybody thinks of him as a defensive stopper because he gets the assignment of the other team's best player, but then he can create offensively as well. So he's a threat.
And does that, knowing that, if you're Monterey, does that just give him a little bit more space then on offense? So he just happens to be the player with a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I think you take your eye off of him a little bit, and I think playing with a guy like JT Byrne and another guy like Kylie certainly doesn't hurt either because they demand so much attention that he kind of gets lost in the shuffle for some easy opportunities.
So Byrne taking a little break with 6:49 to go in the third. So Adam off the glass doesn't go, but looks like he draws the foul. Shooting two.
Mohammed Adam.
Drains the first one.
Yeah, and it looks like the Monterey High team just seems like a more cohesive unit that's really starting to gel at the right time of the game. Just kind of like what we talked about at the beginning with their high-level chemistry.
So Carmel slowing the pace down a little bit. They've got another Robert Brown in on offense, trying to work the ball inside. Very physical player. He's up and fighting for that rebound. Fletcher up and two. So Fletcher with a good play there.
Hey, Fletcher's scrappy. He's a little guy, point guard, but he can get his points in the paint when he gets his opportunities.
Adornio trying to punch something up and over JT Byrne. Nice bucket.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for more from Ordonio is he's got to push the pace and be more aggressive.
So that looks like Monterey trying for the timeout, but it looks like that's going to go jump ball or possession arrow. That's going to go to Monterey. So Robert Brown fighting. Carmel holding on to a 4-point lead, 45-41.
Yeah, and I like Ordonio
5:51.
Bringing the energy there. He had the nice layup contested, and then he gets a steal. So he's got to get it going here.
And
great dish. Adam with the finish, but the sweet dish from Tajay. He's really giving his team a boost here.
Got a 3-point game here. Crowd getting into it for Monterey. Still plenty of time. Charles getting a hand on that, but Robert Brown for two.
Yeah, and Robert Brown getting significant minutes here off the bench tonight.
And that's Adam out to Ordonio.
Jalen Killian
for three. Charles in there fighting for everything, and it looks like he's going to draw that foul.
Yeah, I would say Monterey has definitely been hitting the offensive glass hard. A lot of second chance opportunities that have really, put some points on the board to keep it close.
So Evans Charles shooting 47-43 with a little more than 5 minutes to go. And it looks like JT Bird coming back in for Kylie. Evans Charles. 44-47, 5 minutes to go. DZ into Gorello. DZ for two.
He's got a sweet mid-range game, that Zach Deasy.
49-44.
Uh-oh.
Odornio for three.
And that's when Monterey's look their best, is when he's hitting shots.
So that's going to force a Carmel timeout, as Monterey looks like they might be getting hot. 49-47. 4:37 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and like you said, crowd's going. Monterey's hitting shots, you know, got the chemistry flowing. Ordonio's really at the center of this surge by the Monterey Toreadors. And it's a good thing that he decided to get a little more aggressive, because his team really needed him to step up, and he's done so in a big way here, Coach. I think this game has gotten that much more exciting, and we got some chants going from the crowd, and it's high-intensity, high-level basketball here tonight at Monterey High.
Ordonio averaging almost 15.5 points per game, and just starting to show a little bit of that potential.
He seems to me like a guy who he loves his teammates, and he's probably a really great teammate, and he wants to get everybody else involved, but I think he's got to start finding his own opportunities within the offense, because it seems like when he gets going, that's when they've really been successful, at least here tonight.
So Carmel with Robert Brown the third to inbound this pass. To the junior Ethan Fletcher, who's been all over the court tonight for the Padres. DZ. JT Byrne to Brown. Trying to work Byrne inside, and that's a long one for Gorello. And that looks like it's going to be off Monterey. But it's off Carmel, so it'll be Monterey's ball.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
That was a bang-bang play.
Two-point differential.
Good hustle, though. Here we go.
That's Ordonio for three. Does not go. DZ come down to the rebound, and Fletcher. And we're seeing Monterey get a lot more aggressive on defense.
Oh, yeah. They're cranking up
Carmel.
The intensity. They don't want to give up anything
and easy turnover. But he gets the ball back, and this is DZ, who is held there by Adam. And so that will be a...
well, that's a big call there, because they called it on the floor as opposed to a shooting foul. And so they're going to get that out on the side. So the refs are having a powwow.
And that puts them into the bonus. So we'll see if... that will be... so he will be shooting. So this will be one with a... trying to get some clarification.
Yes.
Could be 1-1.
They are hashing it out here, and it is not totally clear.
Makes the first one, so he will get another one. Yeah. Big bucket. 3:39 in the fourth, so...
Yeah, as you know, when you get the 1-1, if you make the first one, you get the second one. But if you miss the first one, it's snake eyes.
It's like life, Coach. DZ drains two.
Yeah, DZ is a good shooter, though, so I'm not surprised.
Nice touch on that ball, especially for a big guy. 51-47, Carmel, 3:34 to go in the fourth. Monterey looking for that chemistry. Adam drives, and that is going to go against Carmel.
Well, it looks like DZ with the block out of bounds, perhaps. And so Monterey's taking it out on the baseline, looking to create some action, get somebody free for a
so
a nice
no foul
look.
there, okay.
Oh, here we go.
So Ordonio looking for... And from
three.
That's
Jalen Killian
coming up big for Monterey.
The assassin. He's deadly from three-point range.
Kylie for three.
Oh, it's a back and forth 3-point shootout here at Monterey High tonight.
54-50 with 2:55 and another 3-point attempt.
Ooh, that's
JT Byrne to Kylie.
That's what we call the heat check.
And now these teams have to clean up a little bit. Easy for a turnover here as things get a little bit hectic.
Yeah, they're a little helter-skelter, a little up-tempo,
so
kind of wild. But
what team is going to stay focused?
Totally.
Keep their calm. Minimize mistakes here as we get down to the last.
Yeah, 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter, and Carmel up by 4 points. What a big shot from Kylie.
Fletcher. Lee. Deasy on top.
Oh.
And again, that's the we're talking about. Can't afford those, a soft pass, an easy turnover for three.
Oh,
that's
great
Adam.
Shot from Ordonio.
Is that Ordonio?
Kylie taking it to the rack. Free throws.
So he'll be shooting 2 for that, but that's a big three for Monterey, Coach.
Oh, man. Well,
53-54, 2:16 in the fourth.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Monterey back to down by 1 point.
They got a big one from Jalen Killian in the corner, and then they just got another dagger from Ordonio. And so the three-point shot, which we've talked about a lot, and its place in basketball right now, and that's what's really kept Monterey High in this game and the whole thing close.
These free throws becoming very important for Carmel.
Oh, it's an exciting game right here.
The junior Kylie and drains 2.
All right, now Carmel's got to crank up the intensity on defense. Zach Deasy with the assignment against Adam.
The sophomore JT Byrne on the inside. Robert Brown reaches in, doesn't get the foul, and that's a 2-point for Monterey.
Yeah, nice little pick and roll action with Charles and Adam. Create some space to get a nice easy look.
And Monterey very tight on defense, so that'll be a timeout on Carmel. So with the 1:49 to go in the fourth, we've got a 1-point game, Coach.
Hey, this is way better than any of the football games we did. Way more exciting.
I think you missed that last game out at Alvarez.
Oh,
yes. At Alisal, the Soledad Alisal game, and that came down to a field goal at the end.
Oh, true.
Very exciting game.
Hey, well, this is just as exciting as any of it. I mean, a 1-point game, you got the crowd going. A lot of big shots by both teams. I mean, you can see why. Both these teams you would think would be at the top of this division, when it's all said and done.
And, the Monterey crowd getting into it, but we haven't heard too much. I know there's some Carmel fans up there. I see some red shirts.
Oh, absolutely. They popped up with the dunk and a three-pointer. They're out there.
Yeah. So it's a big possession for Carmel here. And the Byrne, and that ball stripped away by Evans Charles. Stolen right out of the hands of JT Byrne by the very athletic Evans Charles, and that is Muhammad Adam in for that score.
With the drive.
So
and the
Monterey
finish.
taking the 1-point lead with 1:20 in the fourth.
Oh, JT Byrne.
The sophomore JT Byrne. It's going to be a foul on Monterey, and that's Muhammad Adam. It sends JT Byrne, the sophomore, just a sophomore, to the line.
He's a big sophomore.
Monterey up by 1, 57-56, 1:15 to go in the fourth.
Yeah, and Muhammad Adam really sort of asserting himself here late in this game. He's really getting into the paint, taking his man off the dribble, whether it's ISO action or pick and roll, and finishing at the rim. And that's really where the Monterey offense has come from down the stretch here.
Monterey making a couple substitutions. Muhammad Adam coming out. JT Byrne at the line. And He gets that rebound, so Carmel's got the ball back. And that's going to be a Carmel timeout. So Carmel with the ball, 1:12 in the fourth quarter, down by a point. So turn of events.
Yeah, well, they've been leading all game, and Monterey's kind of scrapped and clawed its way back. And like we were saying, a 10-point deficit at halftime, really isn't that much when you think about Monterey's style of play. And they did exactly what we thought they did, and that's shoot a bunch of threes and push the tempo, create turnovers, and all of a sudden they got a 1-point lead here with 1 minute to go when Carmel's mostly controlled the score and the tempo until now.
We were at 34-24 going into the half.
Oh, sure.
Carmel up by 10, so Carmel managed to add 22 points in the second half. So I think from what we've seen, Monterey's been pressing out a lot more on defense and not letting Carmel set up on the inside.
Yeah, and taking JT Byrne out of the mix as well. I mean, he had a huge first half, and he just hasn't gotten very many opportunities here in the second. But, Carmel's drawing up a play right now. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to get the ball to JT down low, let him kind of create something, and then if they double, he can kick it around and get an open shot.
Grello, Byrne, Lee, waving to the crowd. And Brown in for Carmel. DZ to Kylie. Trapped up there a little bit. Now 20 seconds on the shot clock.
And Monterey really swarming on defense
really
right now.
Pressing out. Robert Brown trying to force something in there, and that looks like that is just stripped away by Mohamed Adam. Congratulated there by Evans Charles.
Yeah, it looks like we might have some free throws here for Monterey, but Carmel could theoretically get 2 possessions.
So this is a one-on-one possession for a one-on-one free throw for Monterey. 44.9 seconds left. Monterey up by 1 in the fourth. Both teams in bonus. Mohamed Adam with the ball outside. And that foul is going to be on Robert Brown. It looked like the Monterey player slipped, but
yeah, we're going to get a timeout from Monterey, but it will be Monterey ball. I don't know if it was an out of bounds or a foul yet. We're waiting for the signal from the referees. They're conferring.
I think they're having some words, but I think they're saying no foul, but Monterey ball.
Yeah, I think Robert Brown might have had a foot out of bounds when he was contesting for that rebound with Suhail Ibrahim.
Well, 44 seconds is plenty of time for both teams. What are you saying if you're a Monterey coach right now?
Man, let's run some clock. Well, yeah, I mean, they're up. Let's run some clock, get a good shot, create some action. Maybe it's they've had a lot of success with Mohamed Adam at the top of the key, pick and roll with Evans Charles and see if they can get an easy bucket. And Carmel is looking to create a turnover, get a fast break going the other way.
Inbound to JT Byrne. Looks like he's trying to draw the foul there, and does. So I think he's still got a couple left to burn.
Yeah, maybe before we get into the bonus. But looks like he's shooting now, so.
So this will be a one-on-one situation for Mohamed Ibrahim.
Yeah, and this is where you
had that defensive strip down here at the far end of the court. This one is perfect, so that drives Monterey up by 2. We've got just under 40 seconds. So Mohamed Ibrahim, or Adam, 75% free throw shooter, drains his first one. So he's got a second look at this. And now Monterey up by 3. Garello does not drop with a follow by Byrne, and so with 25 seconds, that's Carmel down by 1. Monterey up 59-58.
Yeah, now we play the free throw shooting game just to create extra possessions for Carmel. So they're going to have to foul here, put Monterey at the free throw line, see if they can get a rebound and get another offensive opportunity here late. So this is why you spend the late nights in the gym at the free throw line, putting up as many shots as you can is for moments like this, so you can seal a big victory, if you're Monterey High. And then Carmel, they gotta just look for a miss and then hope they can get something going offensively.
So Carmel looking to foul just about as quickly as they can.
I would think so.
Yeah. With 24 seconds, 24.9 seconds. That's everything we could have asked for tonight in terms of a competitive basketball game. Carmel, their first year in the Gavilan division, with a big win last week over Alisal, and proving that they can play with anybody.
Yeah, and it seems like in this league, you've got a lot of evenly matched teams. So I think you're going to see a lot of good games throughout the season from all the teams in this league, really.
So Garello on that foul almost immediately, and that interesting that ticked off 3 seconds, 4 seconds on that. Usually they start the clock when they touch the ball.
Home cooking. Well, so do we have any free throw percentages for Jalen Killian?
Jalen Killian is a 66% free throw shooter who hits his first one.
Well, if he hits his free throws like he does his three-pointers,
2-point
he's clutch.
game, and he is 2 for 2. Oh. So Monterey up by 3, and Carmel will have to go for the three-point play. They'll have balls in the hands of Garello. Kylie up top. Carmel looking for a shot here. 13 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Robert Brown doesn't go. So that ball is off the crowd, indicating that it's Monterey's ball, but the official hasn't made a call yet. And the official looks to the crowd, makes the call, and that will be Monterey ball with 6 seconds left. Something dramatic would have to happen here, Coach, but
yeah. Well, what's going on here?
So a little substitution. They're pulling JT Byrne out. It's been a good game for JT Byrne. Not the game he would have liked, not the outcome, but for a sophomore, a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, well, if Tajay can hit these free throws, then it pretty much is over. So the only way Carmel can still stay in it is if he misses. So I think that's going to do it.
That's a 4-point game, 6 seconds left, or a 6-point game now. Yeah, 4 points, 62-58. Tajay, and he drains the second one. So Monterey with a big lead. DZ will have to just put this one up quickly. And we got close. And fitting that the ball is in Evans Charles' hands as we wrap this one up. So great comeback tonight. Monterey gym erupting. Evans Charles with the ball. Monterey 63, Carmel 58. I tell you what, it's been a great game for both schools. Monterey really coming back and showing their athleticism with that press defense, and really pushed Carmel out of their comfort zone.
Totally. Well, and JT Byrne had it going on in the first half, and then couldn't get much going. Monterey defense kind of took them out of the game in the second half, and I think that's exactly it. It was a tale of two halves. I mean, Carmel really controlled the tempo, the flow in the first half, and then Monterey High storms back in the second with a lot of clutch three-point shooting and aggressive, plays to the basket. And really, this game could have gone either way.
Could have gone either way, but Carmel proving that there are a contender in the Gavilan division, and will be a force to be reckoned with over the year, through the season, and with a relatively young team for the foreseeable future. So
no, I mean both teams have great athletes. A ton of athleticism was displayed here tonight on both sides. So the future is bright for both teams.
So Monterey making that comeback in the second half. So on behalf of the Media Center for Art, Entertainment, and Technology, MCAET and MCAETtv Sports, my name is Bruce Deeney. It's been my pleasure to be here with Boz Johnson tonight, and we brought this game to you live from Monterey High School and Randall Gym. This was a lot of fun tonight, seeing high school sports. Monterey coming out on top. Coach, thanks very much for a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah,
to our team at MCAETtv, Hamish Tyler and Kent Tegmeyer, Tom Moneyam, Chuck Parker, thanks very much, and good night to all.
Adios.